Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. I'm your host, Andrea Eppy. So welcome back, everyone. It is Thursday, and we're on day 3 of our Daily Creative Challenge series. This whole 2-week series is kind of autumnal, Halloween sort of themed. So I hope you guys have been having fun with all of the designs lately. Welcome everyone in the chat. We've got Laura, Joshua, Rosie, Shannon, Umacorn, Damaris. Welcome, lots of you guys here today. As always, if you guys have any questions about anything I'm doing in XD, just pop it in the chat and I will reply to you. So let's go ahead and hop on over to Behance, and if you want to follow along with me, this is behance.net/challenge/XD, and we can go ahead and see what today's challenge is. As always, just sign up right here with this big blue button, and each day you will receive a challenge. So you got to scroll on down here and let's see what today's challenge is. So today I want you guys to design an e-commerce webpage. And this one was a little bit of a stretch, kind of tying it in with like the fall theme, but it goes, it's fine. So we're going to design the product page for a bike helmet website where users can filter by color, size, whatever else you want them to filter by. And we're going to focus on CC libraries to manage your images and elements, since CC libraries was kind of, we had a pretty big update to CC libraries last week with the new release. So yeah, biking, people bike in fall, so that fits in, I would say. And as always, if you want to grab the starter file, you can just hit Get Started right there. This will bring you over to Creative Cloud, and just press this Copy to Your Work button, and it will copy it over to your own Creative Cloud files, and you can open it up from there. As always, you can rewatch any of these streams just by hitting that watch video. If you weren't sure about something I was doing, you want to go back and rewatch it. And we're live every day at 2 p.m. Pacific, so just be sure to keep on checking back here for all of the new challenges each day. And of course, be sure to join our community chat over on Discord if you want to get feedback on your work. I'm going to feature a few of you guys' work from yesterday's challenge towards the end of this stream if we have time. But if you want to sign up for Discord, there's a link up here, or you can just go right here. This is bit.ly/XD Discord. Check it out. And this is what Discord looks like if you have not hopped in there. So if you do want feedback on your work, you can just post it in here, the current challenge channel. And I've already been looking at you guys' work from this week. I love all of these. It's so fun. We'll get more into this towards the end of the stream, but so fun. I love looking at all of these, and especially your cat and dog costume app from Monday. I loved these. Okay, so we'll look at those towards the end. Let's go ahead and just start though. So as always, I like to give you guys a preview of what we're going to be working on. So this is the design for today. Let me kind of zoom out of the way here. So like I mentioned, this is a bike helmet app where users can just browse through some bike accessories, helmets, bikes, whatever you want. And we're going to do this little drop down up here to filter between like size, color, price, whatever else you think would be important to filter through. And I also want to do this since filter is kind of easy. So I thought we would add that little auto animate animation kind of popping up into more of the detail view. So I thought that was fun. So that's what we're going to be working on today. And let's scroll on over. So this is what your starter file will look like. You'll have this. You will not have all of my components over here, but you guys can create your own if you would like. You will have the resource booklet component though. So if you want to look through some of these and see resources that I recommend, you can do that. Let's see, some inspiration. These were desktop sizes. Of course, you can choose whatever size you want. I'm going to be doing mobile. But yeah, just add, like some details about whatever product you're going to be selling. And it doesn't have to be a bike helmet. It can be anything else, but try to keep it e-commerce related. And this one, loved the contrasting colors of the yellow and the black. Really liked that one. And for today's tips, let's see. So since this is an e-commerce website, we really want to focus on that main product image. So keep that just the first thing that users see. Maybe it's the largest, maybe it has the most contrast between the background. And what else? We just want to find the right balance of giving the users enough information on the homepage, but not too much information. Like, we don't want to include all of these details on the homepage. Just trying to find that balance so we don't distract them too much from actually making a purchase. So some things to think about while we're designing. So I've got 3 artboards here. And let's check the chat. Bruno asked, am I too late to start the challenges? No, you can start anytime you want. This is really just like for your own benefit. There's no like winners or losers or prizes or anything. The prize, I guess, is creating something for your portfolio that you really like and learning something new. So start whenever you want. Really does not matter. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to start, I usually just start at the very top here with the navigational header or menu bar. So let's add some of our icons in. I've just got your usual hamburger menu. We need some kind of shopping cart or bag. Let's drag this over to the right. And we can bring these down just a touch. And then in the center, I've got this cute little bike icon. I've been waiting for the perfect opportunity to use this. I've had this tucked away in my icons file for like so long. So finally I have a bike app that I can use. And then below that, I usually like to add a search bar somewhere up here, somewhere in the navigational area. And let's just add a box around that. Give this a white border and just bring this opacity down because I don't want this, again, to be like the main focus. And maybe even a little bit further. Okay. Now we can group those two together. That looks good. Let's see, what else? Of course, we want to feature the actual product. So let's start adding a box for our helmet image. And I'm just going to center this. I don't want this to be too big because I kind of want on the second screen to like zoom in a little bit more on that helmet. So let's just leave this, maybe let's left align it over here. Not too huge, just like that. And let's see, our helmet. So the new assets panel over here, this is actually now called our libraries panel. So if you go back, you've got this little back arrow here. If you can't find your document assets, it's in this top button up here. And you may not have any other like tabs or categories here if you haven't saved like other files that have other design systems or other components. So these are some of my other like clients and freelance work. So this one is nice. I have my Adobe Live freelance folder for all of my stock photos. So I don't have to like remember if I had, licensed any like a long time ago or whatever. I can just search here and look through all of them very quickly. And this is huge. We do not want that big. So let's make that a little bit smaller. Just gonna set this in the white area right there. Again, not terribly big, maybe like that. And then below that we can add a little bit of details, not too much. Let's just bring this down here and let's go back out of that Adobe Live freelance folder and we'll go into our document assets folder. And this kind of mostly is the same. There's a few like visual changes, like with character styles. There's a little bit more contrast now. You can see between the white text and there's a like harsher gray background, so it's easier to see. And also, so if you want to save this, so like you're working on a team of designers or you want the developers to be able to see your components, you can publish it as a library. So that's this button right up here. And this is new. So you'll see all of your libraries, like the same as if we go to that back arrow, and you can toggle any of these on and off. and I just usually like to keep them all on. But basically you will have your current file right here, and you can just say publish if you want to share it with someone else. I just have this as a local document right now, just in case while I'm live streaming anything like the Wi-Fi doesn't work or something. But you would have to save this as a cloud document, and then you can publish this and add whoever else you want to that document assets file, which is really nice. So, and then they will all, like if you update any of these colors or anything or character styles, they will get those updates as well. So super helpful. And let's go ahead and just add no corners to those. And I'll add some text just under here. Let's say matte black helmet. And I'm going to be using, I love this font. I haven't used this in a while. This is Jubilat or Jubilate. I'm not sure. Let's bring this down a little bit. It's a little bit big. What else? Maybe just some other like tiny details like small to large sizes, or you could do the color too if you wanted. And then of course we definitely need the price. So let's add that over here. Let's just say $40. I would guess that's the running rate of helmets. Haven't bought a helmet in a while, so not entirely sure. And I'm actually going to bring this up because with auto animate, I want this to kind of zoom out and not be layered on top of each other at this part. So let's go ahead and make these bottom two edges just 90 degrees. And then we can group all of that together. So Command G to group. And we just had a few folks just join. Alberto from Sydney, Australia, welcome. We've got Nimrod. Welcome, guys. And let's use a repeat grid on this. I mean, you can do this as far as you want. And then if you wanted to, you could do also a horizontal scroll so that when we preview, let's go ahead and preview this, we could scroll horizontally too. But I'm actually gonna turn this off just for now. What else? We need a title up here for this section. So this is the helmets section, of course. And we can move all these down just a touch. And then also that filter drop down. So let's add that. And I don't want this to be like that huge. We want this to be pretty small. Let's just kind of line that up right there. And let's add a drop down arrow as well, since we need some way to open this. And let's see. Anytime I add anything to the screen, I always try to line it up vertically and horizontally with something else. So right here, I'm kind of aligning this little drop down arrow to the center of this little bag up here, and then filtered can just go a little bit down, just in line with that helmet's title. All right, so that looks good. And then maybe we want, I've got this little progress meter right here. So as the user's kind of scrolling through, they can see like what number they're on. Center that, bring it down just a touch. That does not seem centered. Is this centered? Let's see. Oh, okay, we need to move this over just a little bit. All right, and then below that, I think we can just copy and paste all of those. And maybe this is another section for bikes or whatever other accessories you want. Bells or something. And I'm just actually gonna move this down a touch because I don't have another picture of bikes, so we'll just not see that part for now. All right, so next screen is where I want this section to kind of pop up and then see more details of that. And we're gonna be using auto animate for that. So I'm just gonna copy all of those and paste it. It'll paste it in exactly the same place. Yeah, okay, so Joshua asked, I noticed that there was a new update for XD, but I don't know what's new. Is there someone who knows it? So if you ever want to know what's new, you can always go to letsxd.com. And Howard, or I'm not sure if Howard updates this, I think he does, but whoever is updating this always updates it with everything that's new. So 3D transform, and you can always go to what's new, and he made a new video here, so you can watch it. Nested components update, new libraries, bunch of good new stuff, especially 3D transform. So you can check that out on letsxd.com. All right, so let's continue here. I'm just adding, we'll definitely need a back arrow, and I want to add just like a line here that's kind of in the same space as our search bar, but kind of gives us some dividing line between this menu and this, since that isn't as important per se. So let's bring this down just a touch. Looks good. Okay, so now I'm actually going to ungroup this just for the time being, because what I want to do is I want to copy everything in this card and paste it on this next artboard, because I'm going to use auto animate, and for auto animate to work it has to have the same like layers and elements, or rather the same elements layer named the same thing from artboard to artboard. So like if we go into my layers, this one needs to be, if I double click in here, we need to have like this rectangle name needs to be the same as this rectangle name and such. So try to keep those things the same from artboard to artboard if you are going to be doing auto animate. So let's make this a little bit smaller. We can bring this up. And then this gray area, I just want this to be pretty big, like this. Most of the screen, because we're going to put a lot of text here. And then I'll send it backwards. And then I will give this just a little bit of, actually, I'll do a big shadow. Bring that up. And I'll make this kind of a navy color. I usually try to match the color of my shadows to, you know, something else on the screen. So I've got this very faint blue color here, and the background is kind of navy as well. So I'll do the same there. Move this up. And this can just have all rounded corners. Okay. And then we can move these over here a bit. Let's move $40 over to the right. And since we've got more space, I'll just like spell out small to medium. And what else? Let's go back to our document assets here. I definitely want to add the color options. So I'll put that right there. Let's add another line, just like right under here. And while I'm doing all of this, I actually want to, so this part is a group, so I actually want to remember to put everything inside of the group. So just make sure you double click in. So that way auto animate will kind of group everything together and it'll like move and zoom out together. Cool. Okay, so let's just copy and paste this. I'll add some details about the helmet here. And I'm actually just going to use the Lorem Ipsum plugin right here and fill with placeholder text, just for the sake of time. Didn't fill that much in. Let's go back and choose just a smaller, maybe 16 points. That's a little better. Bring this down. Maybe this can be a little bigger, because that title is what I want people to really focus on this page. Bring this down a bit. And what else? We obviously need some way to add this to your cart. So we'll do this guy, paste that down there. And then I've also got these nice little tags that we could put here that could say like eco-friendly. What else? I don't know. What else could we add? Some kind of category that you could also filter through. Reflective at night, maybe. That's something I would look for in a bike helmet. And one more. Well, we can't really see this one anyway because I'm going to put it behind. So that one doesn't really matter. But let's group all those together. Let's add a little bit more text. I would say like 3 lines of text here would be good. We can move these up just a touch. And then I do want to have this kind of like be able to scroll horizontally. But let's just add a gradient in between those 2 buttons. Bring that in front. And then this can be, we'll do a gradient. So choose, linear gradient, not radial. And then we'll just choose those same colors. Use that eyedropper tool there. Bring this down. And let's see, just rotate this. Okay. There. Now it's not quite so hard to read those, and then maybe users can kind of scroll through those categories. Okay, so that looks pretty good for our details page. Let's hop into the prototype tab real quick, and all we have to do, we've set this up perfectly since we kept the group and layer names kind of the same from artboard to artboard. So all we need to do here is select whatever product card you want to animate, and then let's drag this over to the next artboard, and we'll just do a tap trigger, and we will want auto animate for our action. So you can do, I usually do like ease in and out for the transition there. And I think for auto animate, for you to be able to see it like properly, I usually keep it to 1 second or greater. Otherwise, if it's like just a normal transition, like a dissolve, you can keep that pretty short. Cool. So let's preview this. And let me bring it down here so we can see a little better. So if we click on this, ooh, that was nice. And let's add the back arrow as well. Oh, it's going to the pre-made one. All right, so the back arrow would come over here just to that previous artboard. Auto animate, same exact thing. So let's preview that. Get this out of the way. So we go, boom. Nice transition. We love that. Super smooth. And then we go back. Oh, but it went back there. That one was a little odd. Oh, I see what we did. We just need to rename this something else in our layers for that to work. Card 2. Now it should be fine. Boop and boop. Perfect. So just if something like that happens, just make sure your layers aren't named the exact same thing. And okay, we don't have too much time, but I do want to quickly add the drop down for the filter. So let's do that. Copy all of that just from our first artboard. And when we paste it in the second artboard, everything will be in the same exact spot. So that is nice. I will make an overlay just kind of in between those two. Let's make this our navy color, bring it down just a touch. And then I want filter to be on top. So let's bring that up. And then we can just add a rectangle for that filter drop down there. And again, add whatever text you want for filtering. So I'll say like size and make this black so we can see it. What else? Price, of course, and color. Those are usually the top ones, I think, to filter by. And let's bring this up a bit. So for price, we'd want a little slider, maybe to choose. It would be like, it would go from 0 maybe to $100. I mean, that would be an expensive bike helmet, but you know, maybe there are some like that. And then our colors, we can just use that same component. And for size, we can go in here and use this same component and just add the different sizes instead. So like small, we've got medium, and we've got large, and then maybe the last one would just be all or like unisex, all. One size fits all, I guess. Okay, so now let's group all these together. Group, 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 select, select, select. Okay, Command G to group. All right, and then let's hop back into the prototype tab. Oh gosh, I don't have much time left. And we would select this filter drop down, drag it over to that last artboard, and we'll just do a tap. We don't need any fancy transitions. We'll just do a regular one. And same with back here. So let's go ahead and preview that filter drop down, and we tap, boom. A little bit of a long transition, but that's fine. Very nice. All right. So that's how we create our bike helmet website. Let's go ahead and Command S to save. And as always, make sure you add that keyword XD Daily Challenge to your projects. I did want to very quickly look at least one of you guys' works. This is by Kat Ayun, and I love this mock-up. This is so festive. This looks so great. This was the pet costume app design from Tuesday. I want to dress my cat or dog. I love this selection button there. That is so fun. And I love this slider down here. This is amazing. So fun. And then cat. I love this so much. Okay, guys. Unfortunately, I wanted to look at more. But continue to put your work in Discord, and I'll be checking that after this. Don't forget, in about 5 minutes, we've got our draw along with Kyle Webster, and I'll be back again here tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific. Have a great day, guys. Bye.